Going into the restoration house, I had a really deep wound from not only my dad, but then my stepfather. He came into my life when I was 4 or 5 years old, and in that time, his pains from his childhood had come up. It had totally just twisted his mind. He began physically abusing, but I think that the sexual abuse came first. The shame and the guilt on him, you could tell, grew more and more. When I was in my 20s, early 20s, I got a phone call saying that my stepdad had committed suicide, and just this guilt came over me like I had never felt. So going into the restoration house and carrying that, I had this hopelessness. In the restoration house, there were, different ways that the director, the people who worked there, had really come in and just spoken truth over my identity of, no, like, you are a woman of God. No, you are pure. No, you are supposed to live in this life of, beauty. That's what God brings. A huge component of healing that I learned at the restoration house was the Father heart of God, and really that God does want to lavish his love on us, and really going into those wounds and the pains, and really pulling those out and pulling out the painful memories and pulling out those, but then also replacing it with God's love. I was blessed to have a mom that was very patient and very loving. And when she heard about the abuses going on, that she really, I remember her looking at me and just saying, "You do not deserve this." Just before the graduation at the restoration house, that I found out that she was actually praying for me. And what she had prayed, as she was telling me about it, I just started writing it down because it was just so significant. God, I pray you would take my sweet child into your safe arms up to your home in heaven. God, I cannot heal her. I cannot take away this pain. God, I know she is hurting. I know she would be free from these deep wounds in your presence. God, if you keep her on this earth, I ask you would heal her. Heal her completely so that she can be used by you in other girls' lives who are living in hopelessness. God, she is yours. I give her fully to you, and I pray this in your name. I just started sharing with her about how God has healed me in those places, and healed those spots that I didn't think was possible. And it really increased both of our faith. Moving into the restoration house, I was a single mom. The challenges in parenting were really hard at the time. But I really feel like going through the restoration house and people speaking into my life, either through our community or really the leaders at the restoration house, speaking truth into the mother that I'm supposed to be, the mother I'm capable of being. It really brought up healing and really the belief that, yes, like, this is who God made me to be. God did make me to be a patient and loving mom. Children are a blessing. Like, that is something that God just speaks about over and over again in the Bible. It's the vision for the house to have women come in, be restored, and then go out and pour back out to other women. And so it's so beautiful to see God doing that in the women who have come through the restoration house, and really feeling that in my own life.
Women who are stunningly beautiful are women who have had their hearts enlarged by suffering. By paying the high price of loving truly and honestly, without demanding that they be loved in return, and by refusing to numb the pain in the myriad of ways available. They have come to know that when everyone and everything has left them, God is there. As we become women of substance, women who offer true beauty, we find that our hearts grow in the capacity to love and be loved, to desire, to live. Our hearts are enlarged by Jesus.